Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Doki Doki Literature Club. This is part of a remake. It was supposed to be going through blind, and then, I didn't record this part, and then by the time I actually went to download it from Twitch, it was gone. So yeah, you get to deal with me pretending to be coming into this blind. Light Flavored says, scripted confirmed. Stabity scripts the streams. No! Alright, let's hop into this. 2 weeks ago, we finished off here. Let's continue. Hi again, Stabity. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thank you for keeping your promise, Stabity. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the classroom. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Stabity always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? How come? You and Stabby can be good friends too? Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Go Valor! To go back to the vertical thing, you can definitely make a vertical game work because I've streamed Pokemon Go before. Just have it set up in your computer and you can make a background and everything. Yeah, that's what I'd have to do. Access the voice though. Where the fuck is Time Cube? It's on YouTube, Genshi. I already posted Time Cube to YouTube. Watch it there, it's good. Light Flavored says, making you dive headfirst in that coochie, am I right? Oh yes. Stubble asks, hey Valor, when's the next Jackbox game stream? When his allergies go away and he's not dying for headaches. Actually got new sinus medication. Good luck, Go Valor. Go Valor's sinuses. These voices would be better if you could hear that sweet, succulent, Stabity breathing. There you go. Roxas, manga is literature. Light Flavor, that's just sort of disturbing. Wait. I'm sad to hear that. Who taught this man about noise gates, noise suppression, and socks? Time Cube is good for certain values of good. No, Genshi wants it now. So my brain will become turd. Snowball, did you betray Yoshino? Asks Roxas. And Snowball says no. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Eh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? I cannot get my Yuri voice right, I'm sorry. One second. I want to get her with a vocal fry. Is that so? No. Oh God, that was even worse. Is that so? Is that so? My God, why can't I do this? Man, why'd they have to ruin PogChamp? Yes. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. All right. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Mana to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Now that tells you who won the poem making contest earlier. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, and that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Stabity? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that these kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plan. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? And that's a good place to take a pause and catch up. NY says, vocal fried meat. Delicious. Light flavored says, book. NY's book is full of word. Snowball says, get a fucking voice changer stab. Please, save us from this cringe. No, this is all about the cringe. Many word in book. Roxas, but it's actually a dojin. Yes, it is. Anyways, mind, the snippets we get around the book here and there in the story, it sounds like it gets some intensely fucked up places. Yes. Yes, it does. When will the user sub badges get here? That's a good question, Light Flavored. I don't know. Roxa says, gasp! Yes. Snowball, okay, he's off. Alright, see you later, Snowball. Stabity face reveal when? The answer is always 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, Sunwise, hold down the fort. Light flavored, what if you were to spam? Snowball says, you die. Yes. Yeah, Sunwise would just time me out for 10 seconds. Light flavored, it'll delete his messages if you time him out. Yep. Okay, there we go. Let's keep going. I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. That's totally not what they meant there. Are you sure? Wait, did I skip something? Oh, yeah. Alright if I sit here? Yeah. There we go. That's what I missed. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. That's... I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Really what we'd like to feel is her breasts pressed against our back as she reads over our shoulder. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. There we go, get some good vocal fry on her. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Oh no, premarital shoulder touching. This is a good Christian stream, how can they do that? Anyways, Yuri's apprehensive because her internal fantasies are already running full steam. Yes, they are. Girl is thirsty. Normal kid. Fuck DDLC, and I just finished watching a person stream where we were all talking about life and shit, so... Anyway says, I'm sorry for saying too much. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here... Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page, and Yuri slides it under her thumb, after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. And it's kind of a nice view. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and her eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Okay, I'll stop exaggerating the vocal fry. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things she says and does, like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Stabity... That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Well, wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were all self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Oh yeah, her thoughts are into overdrive. Okay, everyone. I think it's time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri's so sad. Normal kid, I want to have a boxing match against Monica. Why would you want to have a boxing match with Monica? She's cute. Anyways, I'll skip that. Normal kid says facts. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright! I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same, myself. Normal kid, I'm not going to read that because that is a spoiler. And same thing with Enwise. I'm not reading that as well. Okay, chat. Vote for who do we go with first? If we were accurately reproducing my first run, I believe I did go with Yuri first. And Normal Kid already goes for Yuri. And Enwise joins on Yuri as well. Let's check who's still online. Enwise, Genshin Go Valor. Enwise says, hey, I approve of Yuri. And of Yuri. Yuri it is. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. Whose mind went into the gutter? Mine sure did. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Is going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separate from the topic matter, and then they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Go Valor asks, wait, what? Did I just hear my name? Oh, just saying if you wanted to vote on who we get first. Anyways, a normal kid, yes. The most experienced. Anyways, to be fair, I'm not sure if she's actually experienced given how socially withdrawn she is. Oh no, I definitely agree with that. Normal kid, true, but you don't know what she can't actually do. She might be a veteran. Anyways, he writes his first poem, but it does not seem to be. Yuri is impressed. Anyways, the last disgusting sodium orange light. Yes! 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 Anyways, a fellow hater of sodium lamps. Nothing beyond it, nothing beyond it. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Oh, don't worry, Yuri, mine's far, far worse. What? I wasn't thinking about that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't like reading script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Haha. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Stabity. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Stabity. Me too. Anyways, 5, then 7, 5. The format for many poems. Done on short notice. That is a good haiku. 5, then 7, 5. The format for many poems. Done on short notice. My favorite haiku, though, is haikus are easy, but they don't always make sense. Hippopotamus. On the other side, and then the sequel to that is, I know what you mean, and I completely agree, refrigerator. Okay, normal kid voted for Sayori. So let's go with her. This is a good poem, Stabity. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Stabity. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people? That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not really sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Anyways, another haiku. A dark-armored knight stands over his fallen foe. I am your father. Dun dun dun! Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Oh, that went a little interesting at the end. Happy Sayori. I'm not reading that anyways. Sayori, this is just a guess, but... Did you wait until this morning to write it? No! Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say there was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Well, that is an interesting face that she made. That is a really interesting face, full of mixed emotions. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. I was definitely sliding over into Natsuki's voice there. Anyway, speaking of eggs, Loco is tasty. I'm not sure what Loco is. No, I'm not familiar with it anyways. Alright, let's go to Natsuki. Stabity, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. But what? Harsh. What do you expect from me to believe you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. Oh, you know what? Let's reread it in her voice. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. There we go. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Wait, was that already supposed to be? No, that was still Natsuki. Good. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set it up for the rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Loco Moco is a Hawaiian local dish. Start with rice on the bottom, stick like a Salisbury steak patty atop of it. Stick an easy egg atop the Salisbury steak, pour gravy from the steak over it. As you eat, the egg yolk runs out, mixes with the gravy, and gets all over everything. It's almost ridiculously stupid simple, but it works. Interesting, Enwise. Anyway, Normal Kid says, in Stardew Valley, there's a kid named Vincent. He's just playing at playground, but when you talk to him, he says, Dad will come back home soon. He said he'll get me a toy. But he has yet to return, so you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. My days of not taking you seriously are at a middle, Natsuki. Ooh, nice one, Enwise. Normal Kid, it's a common real-life issue. Yes, it is. Oh, come on, Enwise. That's a horrible haiku. Meow, mew, meow. Meow, meow, mew, meow. Mew, meow, meow. Alright, and let's wrap things up with Monica. Hi, Stabbity. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Stabbity. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Stabbity. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical and all. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, but allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Alright, anyways, the Stabbity Stream, our weekly source where we can watch / to get our sleaze. Yeah, it used to be daily. I mean, that's the scary thing. What the hell happened to my life that this thing that used to be daily, I now barely have time to do it weekly? Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the speckle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize that now. I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. So, the normal reaction was, oh, that's interesting. The reaction after having played the game once, oh, wow, 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 that makes so much sense. Normal Kid says, Neko Kurumi Tenwai's Meow Haiku. Yes. This poem makes more meaning once you played the game before. Yeah, Enwise, I kind of noticed that before. It kind of hit me over the head with the golf club. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. This is a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Anyways, I'm not... Yes. Your next comment was don't read that. Definitely not reading that. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Well, not Yuri. Her libido was in overdrive. She didn't notice how bad the writing was. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. No fighting here, gentlemen. This is the war room. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feelings of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Stabby did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all... Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Stabby liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Stabby appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Oh, jeez, I'm not good. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Stabby started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Stabby... She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making her poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Stabby. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Stabby? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be. Now I believe the correct answer here is help me, Sayori. Although last time I did choose Yuri, so that's what we'll go with. Anyways, bah, mediocre. A brilliant smile. White ribbon adorns her hair. Our friend, Monica. There we go. What a mess these two are creating. Yes, they are, NYs. Yes, they are. Normal kid. I'm not going to say that. Let's go with Yuri. Natsuki. You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. Oh. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. Yuri apologized, don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She is trapped, at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Um, sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to... You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at your faces right now. Without any warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki? She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands, while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Oh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri! How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Stabbity, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you part of this club now. Have you as part of this club now, I think. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. So... What thing did Natsuki say? Oh, intentionally trying to embarrass her? Well, never mind that. She was talking about her boobs. I'm going to make some tea. Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Stabbity, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination. Stabbity? No. Stabbity? Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew! You know, Stabbity, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too. That's... Every day's going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Stabbity harem time! We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. I'm not reading that either, Anweiss. And when it says doesn't need to stop there, Sleaze is a go! Okay. We'll be wrapping things up, but let's go with a climax. Haha. Sensation. Yes. Vertigo. Haha. Electricity. Yes. Intellectual. Woohoo. Melancholy. Yes. Unrequited. Oh, Sayori. Oh, that's a spoiler there. Contamination. Yes. After image. Daydream. Oh, that's Sayori, but that's alright. Determination. Incongruent. Extraordinary. Nope, Sayori. Heaven Sent. Vivacious. Nightgown. Oh, that's a Natsuki one. Cool. Hey, the comment about Pad isn't a spoiler. Okay. Yuri has discovered the wonders of Pad. Sorry, I'm not getting the reference unless you mean that her imagination has gone into overdrive. Lust is Yuri. Okay. Lust. There we go. Hey. Tragedy. Oh no, Sayori. Interesting. Question? Yes. Frightening. Haha. Fake boobs. Oh, that kind of padding. Yes. Alright, let's go ahead and save. And if I'm not mistaken, pad in the bra. Yes. I was thinking of a different kind of pad. Okay. That is it for this stream. YouTube, you'll probably be back to my actual blind run through starting the next episode, because I believe we do have that one saved. So yeah, that's that. Game has been saved, April 19th. Good. And yeah, thank you, YouTube. Please like, follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. And that's it for this recording.